Yo, what's good everybody, Alpildokkan here, back with another Sparking Zero video, and as we know, Sparking Zero is very slowly closing into its official release. On the time of this recording, the game is only like 3 weeks away, I mean even a little earlier than that with early access, of course early access being the 8th of October, and then just the normal official release of the game being 11th of October. And this game being announced like 1 year ago, means that by now we have got an idea of what the roster is gonna be looking like for the game, basically. We've had quite a bit of trailers, but the ones that really matter the most to me are the 4 Saga trailers. Saiyan Saga and Planet Namek Saga, both of them being in one single trailer. Cell Saga, Buu Saga, and lastly GT, which is the latest trailer of Sparking Zero that we have gotten at the time of this recording, of course. And although there's been an insane amount of characters shown on these trailers, quite a bit of them, I mean you would expect that with a game of this size, right? The game is like 100 gigabytes. I do still think that some of the characters are being hidden from us. Maybe they're not hyped enough for trailers, I guess, or they just want to have them like be like a little bit of a surprise in the base game or something like that, or they have just yet to appear in an upcoming trailer. They could just have the trailer ready to go tomorrow and we're gonna get like 30 new characters or something like that in that trailer. So welcome to today's video where we will be talking about characters that can still be revealed in Sparking Zero. Title subject to change. But before we get into talking about characters that could be making an appearance in the greatest Dragon Ball game of all time, guys, please leave a like to the video and subscribe to the channel. I would really appreciate it, and it's all free. You can just change your mind later. Starting out, I do want to name some of the important characters that have already been revealed in these Saga trailers. So let's just get through them. The Saiyan Saga and Planet Namek Saga trailer, which is the second shortest one out of all of these trailers despite having 2 whole sagas in it, gives us a pretty nice look into some very important characters like early Goku, Raditz, early Piccolo, Cyberman, Yamcha, Nappa doing Baldy on Baldy action, Chaozu, the Kaioken power-up for Goku, and a look at what I'm guessing is going to be the Ultimates for Saiyan Saga Goku and Saiyan Saga Vegeta. Moving on to the next saga, which is the Planet Namek Saga, of course. Starting off with Kui. Let me just cut in here to say, this guy, Dodoria, beautiful Zarbon, ugly Zarbon, every single form of Frieza, the good ones. There's also, and I really want you guys to listen to this voice acting right here.
You ruthless, heartless bastard!
It's special. But going into something very special, the Cell Saga trailer, the second longest one of the trailers actually, starting out with a fan favorite character in Trunks and his Super Saiyan transformation, Mecha Frieza, King Cold, Dr. Gero and his garbage ass Goku mid, Vegeta's punching bag, Vegeta himself, the drippiest motherfuckers in the series, Piccolo after his Namekian orgy with Nail and Kami, every form of Cell, and the best transformation sequence in Dragon Ball history. And talking about stuff that are the best at what they do, we go into the saga that did its best job at curing my insomnia. The Buu Saga is here, starting off with Great Saiyaman, Spopovich ugly ass, Gohan wait, adult? Bro, he's 17! Anyway, we move on to, I'm about to turn this shit off, bro. Hey, Vegeta. Super Saiyan 3 Goku, every single form of Buu, even the shit ones. One of the characters that made this arc fun, and the savior of Earth himself. Going into something that actually saved my Sparking Zero career through the introduction of my main character in the Tenkaichi series. The GT trailer was the most hype one to the community, giving us Super Saiyan 4 Goku and Vegeta, I guess. Sin Shenron, Omega Shenron, Pan, every single baby form, Oob, Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. A very interesting one right here is the fact that GT Vegeta doesn't actually have a base form. Them not showing it for Vegeta on this trailer kind of makes me think he is just gonna start out at Super Saiyan 4 like he always was on the BT series. But of course, there are way more characters that I didn't go through from trailers other than this one. The modern Dragon Ball era characters like Gogeta Blue, Vegito Blue, Tournament of Power characters, MUI Goku, Jiren, God of Destruction Topo, Dispo, you get it. With all that out of the way, now let's get into some speculation. There is a massive group of characters in Sparking Zero who have still not been shown in the trailers throughout this whole time, and the biggest group of these characters are, of course, the Z movie characters. If you've played BD3, you will know that there's a whole 2 rows in the game that are dedicated just to villains of these movies. Every single Z movie has its own Z villain. Characters like Andre 13, both Janemba forms, Dr. Willow, man. Dr. Willow had its own character in the game. game. Garlic Jr., Lord Slug, Z Broly is a massive one. We already know Super Broly is in the game. Z Broly being in the game would actually be insane as well. Cooler, Metal Cooler have all been part of the previous Tenkaichi games, and with Bandai confirming that Sparking Zero is gonna have a historical roster that completely just gobs every single Tenkaichi game roster, I cannot see a world where the movie villains are not in the base game. Since we are in the topic of movies, a very hype movie character that has yet to be officially revealed actually, Super Gogeta, the Z version of Gogeta. And you might be saying, oh, well, Gogeta is already there. He transformed into Super Saiyan, so that's Gogeta right there. That's Super Gogeta. And while you would be right on that, there is a Gogeta in the game, but he is specified to Dragon Ball Super Gogeta, the same way as Dragon Ball Super Goku is specified to be, well, Dragon Ball Super Goku. And when we take a look at Vegito, who is not specified at all, it's just plain old Vegito, Super Vegito, and Vegito Blue. That's why I think it's very unlikely for Gogeta Z to not be added into the game as well. But going on to some more characters now, a little bit of like some niche picks here. Bardock himself has actually been shown in the trailers, and while we do not know if he's gonna be transforming into Super Saiyan, what we do know is that he does have his own team. I mean, we know that. Bandai, for some reason, only ever has Fasha alongside this guy in every single Tenkaichi game, and that does kind of shit on the chances of Team Bardock being in the game. And this honestly is kind of an out there speculation, but I do think that these characters might still have a chance of being in here. Bandai has had like over 20 years to think about it, and they must have found out at this point that Bardock has more than just one team member. Please, bro, alright? Tora is cool, I like him. Just have him be in the game, I want to use him. But speaking of characters that I loosely remember existing though, Pikkon is someone that we have not really seen in any trailer at this point, and this guy is someone who has been a reoccurring character on basically every single Budokai Tenkaichi game, as we have seen from some sneak peeks into the Sparking Zero modes. The Otherworld tournament will be a playable mode in the game, and this just makes me think that there is no way that stage is in the game and Pikkon isn't. This guy's fight with Goku is the first thing you think of when you think of that tournament. Since we're already in the topic of World Tournament arcs, there is a whole timeline in Dragon Ball that has multiple tournament arcs, and you already know what I'm talking about. OG Dragon Ball. While we have had basically zero news about anything OG Dragon Ball related in the game, there is this one picture of Kid Goku in the background on one of the gameplay trailers doing his Great Ape Punch, which I'm guessing is going to be like his ultimate attack, it always is, and with Goku being a character on every single Budokai game, and him being the main character of the series as well, I see no reason why he wouldn't feature in Sparking Zero. But what are some other characters that could be in the game if OGDB gets its own section in the character select, kind of like it does in other Budokai Tenkaichi games? And going from those Budokai Tenkaichi games, the first one that comes to mind would be Demon King Piccolo, the literal villain of the whole OG Dragon Ball series. Mercenary Tao, General Blue. I mean, these last two, of course, are not the biggest fan favorites ever, but I still feel like they do need representation in the game. Same with like Arale would be a very good one to actually have in the game. She already has been, and she is like one of the most toxic characters to play with in Budokai Tenkaichi 3. And bro, look, if Annie Laza makes it into the game, I'm sorry, but literally everyone can. Alright? I will go a little later into the story now, and by a little later I mean very recently on Dragon Ball anime. We do already know that Beerus will be in the game alongside his best buddy Whis, and this did make me think how cool it would be if all the Gods of Destructions actually were in the game. I mean, realistically, I've got zero ideas what moves they would have, but honestly, just give them all Sphere Destruction, it doesn't matter. Give them some cool combo strings, and we move. Another kind of a niche choice that I think could be pretty nice to have in Sparking Zero would be both the Crusher Corps, aka Turles Army, and also the Cooler Squadron, like having all of these guys. Out of all these guys, Salza is the only one who has featured in Tenkaichi games, so it is kind of unlikely that all of these guys would actually be added into Sparking Zero, but I would find it very cool, honestly. You know, I kind of like their designs and everything, so if they actually added them into the game, that would be very nice. But lastly, I do want to address the elephant in the room, alright? We had a whole GT trailer, alright Bandai, and there is no sign of Super 17. What are y'all doing? Why didn't they actually show Super 17? That is very weird to me. I don't think he's gonna be missing in the base game. I just have no idea where he would actually show up when it comes to trailers. We have already seen that Bandai doesn't really care about timelines, like we're legit so Super Vegito fighting Jiren, so I guess something like that could be done for an upcoming trailer to actually show Super 17 to us. But anyway guys, those were most of the characters I could think of that haven't shown up in any trailers, but definitely deserve a spot, I think, in Sparking Zero. Let me know your thoughts about characters you think should be in the game down in the comments below, and while you're down there, leave a like and subscribe to support the page, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.